Namaste, I'm Shreshthi and I have learned the Nada Yoga meditation with the singing bowls at the Temple of Singing Bowls in Mysore. So I'm here to tell you a little bit about the course that I have done under Akhilam. So let me just start by telling you a little bit about how I got to know about the Temple of Singing Bowls. So actually I was in Mysore and it was my first day in Mysore. I was just roaming around in the streets and I was just exploring some areas of Gokulam when I came across this maroon house, and there were some paintings out of, that I could see out from the house, and it looked like a very creative place, and there was a small board which said the Temple of Singing Bowls, and this is the way to the place. And I was just intrigued because I was like, okay, what is this? And I want to know more about this. So I just went inside and I rang the bell, and I got to know that you actually need an appointment, to talk along. But thankfully that day I was so lucky that I happened to see him because he was also available, and he told me a little bit about the Temple of Singing Bowls and about the meditation over there. So we went up to the place where we meditate and where we learn this entire thing. And as soon as I went up there, I was so fascinated by the entire place. There was a small alley with really beautiful plants, and there were some paintings as soon as we got up there, and it just looked so personalized, because I could see that all those things were made from hands. They all had a personal touch to it, and that place had such a beautiful aura. As soon as we went inside, I saw that there were so many singing bowls and there were so many other instruments over there, and there was also this small I would say statue of Nada Yoga, and I could see that he had probably made it with his own hands, because it was, if you have to actually go and see it, it is really so beautiful. So I just asked him about the course, and he told me that it's going to be a very short 7 days course, and I will have to give in certain number of hours in a day. And I was like, okay, alright. So before going back from the temple, he asked me if I'd ever, actually taken a session of the Nada Yoga meditation. And I said that I had heard and I have watched so many videos and I've done meditation with it, but I've actually never personally felt it. I've never personally attended a session. So it's like, okay, just wait then. And he gave me a personal session for about a few minutes, and the minute it happened, I'm just gonna show you. The minute it rang the mallet to the bowl, it just felt really different. It just felt, I don't know, so peaceful, and it was something that really calmed and soothed me. So I'm just gonna keep it back. So I knew for sure that I needed to do this, and so after I was done, I went to him again, and it was a really bad time because of the COVID. There were a lot of restrictions at that time, but thankfully there were certain number of hours during which I could go there. And in the first day itself, he told me that it's not a very structured course, like you are not going to get any modules, it's not going to be anything like that. This entire journey is going to be a very experiential one. So you need to really feel it and experience it instead of thinking about it or using your mind too much. In fact, there's actually a quote when you enter the temple. So just before you start to go up the stairs, there's a quote that leave your shoes and your mind here. And I never really understood what it meant until I finished the course, that I really learned that you really need to take your mind off of that place to be able to experience and truly get the entire essence out of this journey. So I think in the entire course what I really loved was how the vibrations, they are really, I mean, I was someone who was slightly, skeptic about the whole thing, whether these vibrations can really be felt and whether they had such deeper impact, But there were so many times when Akilam proved me wrong, because he could really understand my vibrations, he could understand my aura. And that is something that no one has ever understood about me or felt, the same way, that just, an immediate thought that comes to your mind, and you just feel sometimes, oh, I wish the other person could feel it without me having to say it. That is exactly what happened to me several times during the entire course. So I think that was something that really amazed me, and I really wish that I could be like that. I'm still on my way there. I won't say that 7 days are enough to reach his level of, I would say, spirituality, but I'm definitely working on it. And what I really loved about the singing bowls, it's not actually just the singing bowls. I really love to use the bells and a few other equipments, but I mean, I don't have a lot of equipments right now. I mean, Akhilanga has so many equipments, so many instruments that he uses to produce such beautiful sounds, which it really makes your day. It really makes you go deeper inside, to understand your true self. So what I really love these bowls were that each bowl has a different sound to it, and each bowl has a different vibrations that comes out of it. And when you use multiple bowls, they just make such beautiful sounds and vibrations, and everyone, each and every bowl is able to make you feel in different manner. So you pick your bowl. It's exactly what happened to me at the end of the course. So Akilam told me that I needed to buy a bowl. So he's like, I'm gonna give you a couple of options and you just try them out, and then you just you keep on playing with them and see which one do you most connect to, and whichever one do you like, that is going to be your bowl. And this is my favorite one, so I'm just gonna this is really my favorite one, so I mostly use this one. I have a few other bowls, but yeah, I really love the sound of this one, the best out of them. And this entire course was not about just like the bows and just about certain things. He uses so many different ways, so you can really reach a higher stage of spirituality. And two things that he generally talks about, one is definitely the sound, and through sounds the vibrations. The other thing that he really emphasizes on is the color. So he asked me to paint, and he kept on telling me to just paint anything which would come in my mind, without having to really put a lot of efforts to think that, okay, I have to paint a certain object. Nothing of that sort. And I painted for a few days. I literally painted my heart out, and it was so good to get back to that hobby of mine, which I had literally forgotten since so many years. And after the end of my course, I would say that I was slightly different person. I would not say that I was changed completely, of course, but I could really see that slight change in myself, and I knew that I have to work more. I had to work so much more to reach a much more higher level. And I'm really thankful to the Temple of Singing Bowls for teaching me that. Thank you.